Hello, this is David's World. This is Fort Matanzas. And then we went to see the lighthouse in St. Augustine. And now we're going to see what? We're going to see the Castillo de San Marcos Fort. Castillo de San Marcos is North America's oldest masonry fortification. Spanish Floridians began this fortress in 1672, more than 100 years before the United States became a country. For centuries, these walls protected the people of St. Augustine, Spanish, British, and American, from natural disasters and conflict. As you explore, learn why the Castillo was located here, what it is made of, and how the people of this community struggled to survive centuries of warfare and change. The Spanish built a fort out of a shell rock called Coquina. They completed the fort in 1695 and named it Castillo de San Marcos. Castillo means castle. The Castillo wall stood 33 feet above the moat. The north, south, and west walls ranged in thickness from 14 feet at the base to 9 feet at the top. The east wall facing the bay ranged in thickness from 19 feet at the base to 11 feet at the top. The four walls formed a square with diamond-shaped corners jutting out. These bastions served as defense lookouts, using the best wood for the old fort. Carpenters built various rooms to store gunpowder, weapons, food, and supplies. Soldiers used the other rooms as temporary living quarters, a guardhouse, and a chapel. The moat, 40 feet wide and 8 feet deep, surrounded the Castillo. Two drawbridges provided protection from invasion. One connected the fort's gate to the Ravelin, a small building on the south side of the Castillo. A smaller drawbridge connected the Ravelin to the land. This was the only way in or out. Soldiers raised the drawbridge every night. A soldier here experienced homesickness, loneliness, and fear, danger permitting his life. He spent his time on guard duty at outposts, drilling with his weapon, and protecting his family and his home from enemies. In his rare downtime, he may have smoked or played games with his friends in this room. This small cell acted as the town jail for the Spanish and for the military jail under the British occupation during the American Revolution. South Carolina statesman and patriot Christopher Gasman was held in solitary confinement here for 42 weeks. John O'Donovan was a lieutenant in the Spanish Hibernia Irish Regiment. He fell in love with Dominga Cespedes, who happened to be the governor's daughter. The governor, Vincent Manuel Cespedes, disapproved. O'Donovan was a commoner and Irishman, so the couple eloped. O'Donovan was arrested for marrying without permission and sent to Havana, Cuba. The governor was also a father, and after 2 years he relented. O'Donovan returned to be with Dominga in St. Augustine. Nearly all the rooms on the western side of the Castillo were used to store preserved food goods, such as rice, dried corn, cornmeal, flour, dried beans, dried and salted meats. The rest of the room stored gunpowder, ammunition, small arms, supplies for ship repairs, blacksmiths and carpentry tools, and supplies and the soldiers' pay. The Ravelin is a separate structure that protects the entrance to the Castillo. This original coat of arms was removed from the Ravelin in 1957 to preserve it. The castle and lions represent Castile and Leon, the two main kingdoms that merged to form modern Spain. You can enter the former powder magazine through this doorway, built in 1675. It is one of the oldest rooms in the fort. It was originally built to store gunpowder, but soon proved too damp. During the 1702 siege, the room was used as a trash pit. and then sealed closed. When reopened 100 years later, animal bones found inside inspired many local myths. When the U.S. soldiers moved into the Castillo de San Marcos, the U.S. government renamed it Fort Marion, and among other things, used it as a military prison. Castillo de San Marcos is the oldest fort in the United States made from stone blocks. This would be the closed quarters, the captain's room. This colonial restroom had a twice daily natural flushing system. Incoming tides filled the pit with seawater, and outgoing tides flushed away out into the bay. The King's Treasury Room. In the 18th century, Spanish military pay chests, important documents, and valuables co-signed for shipments back to Spain were kept secure in this room. The moat and the towers of this massive fort helped it withstand many assaults. Today, people all over the world know St. Augustine as the oldest continuous inhabited city based on the European and African American settlement in the United States. So doing the math here on this fort, as of 2022, this fort is 457 years old.